Okay guys, JH, just going to try some camera angles today, because this, honestly, trying to get this angle and show you some ball flight is driving me nuts. I just can't seem to get it, but I've been told by a guy that does a lot of these videos what to do, so I think I'm in the right place. Going to aim towards that tree out there. Got 5 on. Now the sun is still reasonably high. So it's not probably not super conducive to shining down on the ball. Now I just hit a couple of different lines. I've hit that one at that tree because I don't know where this camera is going to pick up. But I think it's going to be aiming at that right tree. I think that's going to be the line. That left tree I think is just too far left. I think that's a little bit left. I think even that's a bit left. Guys, it just plays total havoc with your brain. It just does your head in, because you look back at the camera's pointing over there. Just kills me stone dead, guys. Honestly, it does my head in. I'm going to try and hit this one way right, and I've got to get in the rough here to get the angle. Now that's where I think it should be, dead in line with the camera. That's where I think it should be, dead in line with the camera. It should be dead in line on that line. What does that look like? Am I still in frame?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Got Mr. X there looking at the camera. It's very, honestly guys, I just don't understand it. Why I have so much difficulty getting it right. We just never get a session where you can actually see the proper ball flight. That should be perfect. If I aim at that big tree up there, or just inside to the left of it, it should be okay. It's good hitting 5 on out of 4 inches deep rough. Now I hit that one to the right of the tree just to check that for an angle. That could be too far right. You reckon that's too far right? You reckon that's the right angle? Yeah, that's crazy. See, that seems like 100 yards right. But whatever angle I hit, guys, you'll notice that the ball just goes straight. But it's just going in a different direction because I'm aiming in a different direction. That should be perfect. See, guys, there's no movement on the ball. Like none. Like zip on the doodah. This is 4 inches of rock. This will be good. But see, guys, there's nothing this way. Nothing ever goes this way. Why doesn't it go that way? Because it can't. It can't. Might just move up a little bit. See one from here. Am I still in frame? Am I dead in front of the camera there?
No, you're on the left side.
So I've got to be over here more.
No, you're good from where you are.
Okay. Wind is just there. Beautiful day today, guys. I think all the cold weather's behind us now. Just going to have a talk with Mr. Rex in a moment on camera. He's gone back to playing after 2 years, giving the game away in disgust, and he's just had sort of 5 victories in a row. He's playing in a inter-club pennants, which is very high level of golf, and he's just blowing everyone off the map because he's finally got a golf swing that eliminates the ball going left, which was his nemesis. But he's not only beating the guys, he's just ripping, slaughtering. Okay, guys, I think probably you reckon that's all right?
That's good. That's good.
Just come up here. Yeah, Mr. X retired from golf a couple of years ago because he's always been able to hit the ball. He's always been a power hitter, but he had all sorts of problems with control. You know, there was no golf course wide enough to eliminate the ball going left. And I told you the story about where he still holds the record for hitting a ball further left than any other human. So into a dam that wasn't playable unless you dropped it out of a satellite on the left. But he's gone back and he's playing bona fide competition again. The second round out he hit 18 greens out of 18 greens. He's won every competition that he's been in to date, and he's just got a consistency of ball flight that's as good as anybody that practices him. We've got a couple of tour players that practice here. They don't hit it any better than this guy's hitting it now. The ball flight I saw the other day from him here was just spectacular. And of course, eliminating the left shot's just a boom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bonus. It's a real confidence booster.
Yeah.
Not having the left side in play. If you want to play left side, you can. You just aim it at the left side.
Yeah. But you know it's not going to go left.
It's not going to go left. Yeah.
And of course, what he's done, guys, is he's incorporated the complete channel lock protocol into his pitching and chipping, and that's where you're really making
that's probably saved me 6 or 8 shots around.
Yeah, well, that's massive, guys. I mean, if you can save a couple of shots around, I mean, it's huge. But when you can save massive amounts
Well,
of shots.
When I say 6 or 8, the reason I'm saving that many is I'm pitching it to within a puttable distance rather than pitching it just onto the green.
Yeah, yeah.
The pitches are, 10 feet and better.
Yeah, and it's interesting, guys. I used to do some analysis on guys, and they would come in and say, "Oh, I only had 26 putts on the weekend, blah blah blah, or 24 putts or 25 putts," and when we analysed their round, it wasn't a great putting round. It was a great chipping and pitching round. They missed a lot of greens, but they got it up and down every time. And so that's what you've got to look at. So that's the benefit of being a good pitcher and chipper is fantastic. It takes the pressure off your putting because your putts go from, being whatever down to there.
Every putt was makeable.
And of course you're hitting the ball with a lot of authority. Most of the guys he's playing against, they're not getting with like 20 yards of him off the tee, 30 yards off the tee, and he's just powering the ball.
And I'm only carrying 3-wood these days. I don't carry the driver at the moment.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got a driver he's really comfortable with, and we'll do that down the track. I said, look, just go out, play some rounds, get some scores under your belt, get some confidence of hitting the ball on the fairway, and he's doing that every time with the 3-wood. And so you're just saying that with the channel lock and having it back there, getting it shut. So in terms of the original protocol where you were, you've modified that a little bit. You told me the other day that on your backswing now, the club, you're not getting the club so much in here where you tended to get it in a little bit behind your hand.
I did.
You're now keeping it outside the forearm, guys. As he takes it back, even though he's taking it here, it's staying outside the forearm. What you can't do is whip the club in behind your forearm on the backswing, because you get in too deep here and you can't recover. But your hands can be in there as long as the club's out there.
And it mainly came about from the connection from the right elbow.
Okay, well, I did a video that you haven't seen yet, but there was a video the other day, a couple of days ago, where I said that, the whole emphasis should be that if you've got a spike on here, it should be in there and you should endeavour. Okay, and I said clearly in that video that that's an intention. You won't get that because it'll get away. Mine gets away on the backswing, but I feel like it's staying there and I feel like it's in there on the downswing.
If I want a half a swing or even a 3/4 swing, I can maintain it there, but I'd like to have a little bit more freedom in the swing so that the elbow does come away from the body slightly.
Yeah.
But it always stays in the same orientation. It's always in front of my right rib.
Yeah, turn around and face the camera. See this here, guys? Now keep going. See that there, guys? This is a rotator cuff movement, right? Now that's what I feel in my golf swing. But just hang on to the golf club. But when I do that, this always stays in line with the forearm. I never let that shaft get behind that forearm.
Yep.
Let that shaft get behind that forearm. It's going to create some throwaway early in the golf swing because you'll instinctively feel that you're out of plane alignment. So the arm can get back here, but we never let the club get back here. You want to just go through that side on and show the...
This way or that
No,
way?
no, this way, and show the viewers what you're doing now with where you're taking the club.
So I'm still maintaining my right elbow on my. That's crucial. But instead of, I used to bring the club in a fair bit. It's now staying out.
Okay, now stop right there. So you're saying that you've got more width on the backswing
I
now?
do, yeah.
Okay, guys. Now there's an option for you. You don't have to have you just don't have to. You don't have to be narrow in the channel. You can have a little bit more width.
Yeah. So my hands are still travelling in, but the club is out.
Okay. All right. Yep. Well, I feel that in my golf swing anyway. But I go from a lower base. I go from here, whereas you're going out there. I go from here.
Yep.
But see, the club is still out, guys. I'm still very much in the channel, but my club is out there, whereas Mr. X is going a little wider. Now that doesn't matter. That just means that we've got a wider channel. As long as we're in a channel beside the body, it doesn't have to be right beside the body. So here's some license for everybody to use.
And I feel my hands are still very low.
Okay.
Very low, and they stay low. I don't pick them up.
So what about on the through swing? Do they feel low through?
They do. Yeah, they still maintain. I know the club gets up, but on the way down, it stays down low, close to my body.
Okay, guys, I call that heavy hands. If you can get sort of a feeling that you've got your wrist manacles with big lead weights on them, and it's forcing your hands down. The advantage of that is, on the downswing, that as we come down, if we've got low hands, that we've got handle in, club out. If we've got high hands, we've got handle out, club back. We want handle in, club out. That's what we want, guys. We want that club face releasing to the target, and the way that releases to the target is if the handle is in. Now I know you haven't hit a shot, you've just come from work, he's just turned up here. You want to just hit a couple?
Okay.
Yeah, you've got your own clubs, haven't you? Yeah. Hasn't hit any guys, and I've just boosted him up. He'll probably hit it sideways along the ground. No, he won't.
I generally like to warm up a bit, but
no, that's all right, mate. Well, just rely on the protocol. Just have a couple of practice swings without the ball, just to loosen up.
I'll just put the ball there. So.
Well, you just let me get your camera now, because you're.
Yeah, I might.
No, that's all right. That's good.
Okay there.
That's good. Okay, tell me what you're going to do.
I feel very. I mean, we've repeated this a few times. I feel very connected. Like I'm almost up against my body with the butt of the club.
Okay. Well, I've always
That's
been
how
there.
it feels for me
And
now.
you've gone from here,
gone
guy.
from out
He's
there.
gone from here, and it was hard for him. I said, buddy, you've got to stand as close to the ball as you can and get your hands as close to your body, and it's hard to do. But that's paid big dividends, hasn't it?
It has. And now on the way back, it is just a simple turning of the shoulders. The hands stay down. And it feels like the club doesn't get any higher than that, but it does.
Okay, yeah, it will. Yeah, but the
does.
intention is down.
But the intention is the hands are very heavy.
Okay. Now, I've said that to you for a couple of years, haven't I?
Yeah.
But it's only just got across in the last month. He really didn't know. He used to look at me and say, yeah, Joe, but he didn't know what I was talking about. But heavy hands is heavy hands. And you've just got to feel like, Mo used to say that he felt like he skinned his knuckles on the backswing, guys. Think about that. That's how much he pushed down. And the advantage of that is that you'll always get this lead arm and the shoulder and the shaft on plane. You won't, if you've got heavy hands in the backswing, watch the shaft here and watch my lead arm, watch my shoulder pitch. Yep. You'll get that type of thing. If you've got light hands or active hands, you go here and then it gets up here. Now look where that shaft is pointing now. It should be pointing there and here, because that's all one. This is what we call the eternal triangle. Back to here, guys. That should all be the same. We don't want to break the triangle. Here, think of this as an eternal triangle. Yeah, just hit a couple. You know, I know we put you under the gun.
And coming back to, I've made my own 5 o'clock nose. As far as I've got a 5 o'clock sternum now.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to moving my head to 5 o'clock and the sternum was staying on the ball, I've now got a 5 o'clock sternum.
So you've got a lot of preset.
My preset is behind the ball.
Okay, all right.
And I tried to maintain it there. I try to keep it there.
Okay. That's good, guys. See, these are a few little options. All the same principles, but we're doing it a little bit differently. Well, that's right at the tree.
A little bit quick for my first one.
It's okay. It's still dead straight, which is where we need it to go. And that's a good thing about even when you're cold, guys, I keep saying it. You can step up with channel lock and you might hit it up and down the blade, skinny mini, but you'll still hit it on line. Okay, just take your time, see the target, taste the target. Smooth. Guys, I don't know if I was standing a long way away, but that almost blew my eardrums out with the contact. And that's what I noticed the other day, was your compression ratio was so high.
I seem to be a little bit, I've got the angle correct now. I used to be a little bit sweepy.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little bit more, I would say steeper, but it's not.
Well, you're not taking any divots, are you?
No, it's just a perfect downward blow.
Yeah. And are you still looking under the golf ball?
I am. I'm trying to. That's where the sternum, 5 o'clock sternum, comes in. I'm behind the ball, looking under the back of the ball.
Okay.
That's where my setup's coming from. And the biggest thing for me is trying to maintain that through the whole swing. I know it comes up eventually, but just maintaining that angle in my body.
Oh, look, it'll always come up, but the main thing is that it's there at impact. Okay, now nice soft, nice smooth tempo. Well guys, they're just 2 shots that are just down a house guttering. You know, the guttering to catch the rain, that's down the gutter.
So my 5 o'clock nose now is more or less a 5 o'clock sternum for me. And I want to maintain that there throughout the entire swing, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
As a
absolutely.
feeling.
And a little bit of tilt back. You're feeling a little bit of secondary tilt?
Well, that's giving me that, like here, it's giving me that tilt back.
Yeah.
Automatic, yeah.
That looks pretty good. Well, guys, so what was the other thing you were telling me the other day that you felt you changed?
It was mainly one other thing was on my way back, because I was getting that inward feeling. I'm trying to get a little bit of straight up and down with the club, and then that falls back onto plane rather than putting it on plane to start off with. I was trying to put it on plane first and maintain it on the plane.
Okay, now
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, but I mean, you just explained that I'm not clear on that. Tell me what you're trying to do.
Well, on the way back, I'm trying to point the club at the sky a little bit more. Whereas I used to be like this. I used to be real flat with my angles. I'm trying to get a little bit more vertical, and then it gets onto plane. I always tried to put it on plane to start off with.
Okay, so you're saying you're going back a little bit more vertical so you can backdrop onto plane.
Yes. Yeah.
In the downswing, you felt that when you were already on the downswing plane in the backswing, it was hard to drop it further.
It was hard to
Okay,
maintain.
well most good players will go from here to there. I don't.
Yep. Okay.
And maybe that's why I'm not a good player. But I don't. I'm basically the same backswing plane as downswing, but I don't get a back plane. But the really good ball strikers get a lot of back plane. Well, they're a little bit more upright.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good.
I just felt the ones that were the worst shots were coming from having too flat a throwback.
All right. Now what can happen there? The reason that has occurred is it's all relative to the torso and the angle you have the torso. And if you have your torso over a fair bit, which you do, then you don't want to be swinging against the normal plane. Now the normal plane for you, the shoulder plane here, is there. There it is. We don't want to be under that plane because it's creating an unnatural plane. Now I stand more upright. I'm here, so my shoulder plane is always going to be more level than yours. Yours is going to have more pitch on it because you have more back bend. So you need a little bit more upright a backswing plane because of your torso orientation. If I was here, I'd be swinging it here. But I'm not. I'm here, so I swing it here. My shoulders turn more level. Yours have more pitch in them, so the shaft should go up more. So that's just a technical knock-on of the angle setting of your torso at address. How much back angle you have. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're good things. They're just a couple of points, and the main thing is we wanted to see what that camera was like. And now Mr. X has hit 15 minutes after me. The sun's down a little bit, so we might get a better view. Okay. Thanks, Mr. X.